Best Stocks, the best channel for you to keep up to date on the stock market. Procter Gamble stock forecast and price prediction. Procter Gamble, NYSE, PG, has had 15 Wall Street analysts offering 12-month price targets in the past 3 months, where there are both high and low price estimates of $170.43 to $185. The current price of $155.29 has changed the average price objective by 9.75%. Regarding return on assets, ROA, the industry average is 12.99%, and PANG is above average with 13.49%. For the next 3 years, experts predict that PANG's return on equity, ROE, will be above average, 35.46%. Experts say the company can generate ROE efficiently. As a result, there are expectations for a great return. In addition, PANG's revenue is expected to expand at an average annual pace of 2.36%. As a result, revenues are expected to increase in the second analyst's future. PANG Stock Forecast 2022, Monthly Forecast. PANG stock price targets for June 2022. In June 2022, the stock is expected to trade at US $12.60, according to analyst projections. The stock volatility for June is expected to be 6.972%, consistent with the company's previous pattern. $13.19 is the maximum price target. PANG stock price targets for July 2022. PANG stock is expected to trade at an average weighted price of $13.03 by July 2022. This year's positive dynamics are expected to continue in July, with stock prices seeing monthly volatility of 9.21%. $13.86 is the maximum price target. PANG stock price targets for August 2022. In 2022, PANG's weighted average price prediction per share is 13.47 cents. With monthly forecast volatility of 13.283%, the stock is expected to have a positive dynamic in August. $14.40 is the maximum price target. PANG stock price targets for September 2022. PANG's weighted average price target in September 2022 is 13.52 per stock. The stock is expected to have monthly volatility of 8.913% for September. $13.81 is the maximum price target. PANG stock price targets for October 2022. PANG's weighted average price objective in October 2022 is $12.98 per stock. However, the stock is volatile in October, with potential monthly volatility of 12.942%. $13.94 is the maximum price target. PANG stock price targets for November 2022. In November 2022, the weighted average price estimate for PANG stock was 12.71. Based on current market predictions, monthly volatility of 12.023% is expected in November. $13.32 is the maximum price target. PANG stock price targets for December 2022. In December 2022, the weighted average price estimate for PANG stock was 13.65. Because of this, the stock is expected to have monthly volatility of 13.730%, which is within the typical range. $14.71 is the maximum price target. PANG stock forecast 2022. When it comes to earnings, Procter Gamble beat expectations in the first quarter and raised its sales forecast through 2022. PANG, PG, is one of the world's largest consumer goods companies. First quarter results found in the Procter Gamble company report were better than anticipated. Still, the consumer staples segment raised its full-year sales projection due to increased demand and price hikes. Procter & Gamble's fiscal third quarter core profits came in at $1.33 per share, up 5.5% from the same time last year and 3 cents above the street's consensus projection of $1.30 per share, according to the company's third quarter results release. In addition, the corporation reported a 7% increase in group sales to $19.4 billion, above analysts' expectations of $18.72 billion. Profit forecasts for Pang's 2022 fiscal year, including a 3 to 6% increase in core profits and a 4 to 5% in organic sales, have been maintained. On a conference call, CFO Andre Schulten told investors that with the help of our well-known brands, we are implementing carefully designed price hikes. He added, "We closed a few price hikes with innovation to enhance customer value along the road." This challenging cost environment and the continued need to generate balance to top and bottom line growth, including margin expansion, highlight the necessity of ongoing productivity as a strategic need for investments to maintain the quality of our brands. As the fiscal year progresses, we've stated that we expect more volatility each quarter. Cost pressures have increased further, and currency exchange rates have shifted even more in our favor. In addition, transportation and labor sectors are still quite competitive, he said. The supply of resources is still limited in several categories and marketplaces. According to a report from the Federal Reserve, inflationary pressures are broad-based, with no immediate respite in sight, and have resulted in price rises across CPG categories and beyond. Fabric and home care sales, including cleaning goods like Tide laundry detergent, Joy, Febreze, and Cascade, increased by 4% from the previous year, while sales in the infant, feminine, and family care segments grew by 2% from levels in 2021. A 1% increase in skin care product sales was reported, while the corporation reported no change in beauty sales from the previous year. The company sees a dividend payment of $8 billion. In the face of severe and escalating cost challenges, CEO John Moeller remarked, "We produced another quarter with robust sales growth and made sequential profits improvement." Pang stock forecast 2022, key data. PE versus industry. By comparing its profits to its share price, 26.33x, to that of the U.S. household and personal products sector average, Pang is an intelligent investment, 27.38x. PE versus market. Pang's earnings to stock price ratio, 26.33x, is too high when compared to the U.S. market average, 21.69x. PB versus industry. Pang's book value/stock price ratio is impressive, coming in at 8.16x, 8.29x, compared to the U.S. home and personal products industry average of 5.9x. Interest coverage. It is reasonable to say that Pang's EBIT of $18.30 billion can meet the interest payments on its debt, $33.67 billion. Profit margin growth. Pang's profit margin has declined from 19% to -0.7% in the previous year, 18.3%. Short-term liabilities. Pang's short-term liabilities, $34.40 billion, are more than its short-term assets, $23.42 billion. Long-term liabilities. Over the long run, Pang's liabilities, $40.07 billion, outweigh its assets, $23.42 billion. Shrinking debt. Over the last 5 years, Pang's debt, 1.63 versus shareholder equity, has been worse, 1.17. Healthy debt to equity. Pang has a high debt to equity ratio, 1.63. Debt coverage. To pay off PG's $33.6 billion in debt, the corporation generates enough operational cash flow, $17.13 billion. Leave your like, subscribe, and activate the bell, so you don't miss the next videos.